Hey everybody, CVH here, and today we're going to be playing everyone's favorite slow deck, Ramp Scout. And as you can see, this is titled Tournament 3. It's one of the 4 decks I brought for this past weekend's TESL Champion Series tournament. And unfortunately, I lost round 1, and even more unfortunately, I thought my Ramp Scout deck was pretty sweet, and it got banned game 1, or it got banned in round 1. I wasn't able to play it in any of the games. As you know, I think I talked about it in a previous video, but it was a 4-deck format with last class standing, which means if you win with the deck, you have to keep playing with it, and if you lose with it, it's out. You can't play it again that match. Best of 5, so each player only needs 3 decks, and at the beginning of the match, you look at your opponent's set of 4 classes and ban one. My opponent unfortunately banned my Scout, so I never got a chance to play it in the tournament, but I wanted to play it a bit on the ladder, so why not record and see if we can't do some cool things. Notably, I would like to thank That's Admirable, the popular Hearthstone personality. We talked about Ramp Scout lists a bit, and I took several of his pieces of advice. We discussed Knight, Talon, Lord, and Dragon Cult Ghost for very threatening cards for the mirror match. Yep, basically that's sort of the main difference between that and the normal Ramp Scout deck. Wasn't even playing Murkwater Witch, using the space for the Cult Ghosts and the high threat density. And since I wasn't playing Murkwater Witch, I was also playing Territorial Viper for removal, which works very well with the Soul Tear. And Fighters Guild Recruit was sort of a nod to the token decks, because it answers a lot of those cards a lot better than Murkwater Witch, such as 5th Legion Trainer. So without going into the deck too much, I'm sure you all have seen enough Ramp Scout to get the general idea. Let's get into some games and see if we can't take some wins. As always, if you enjoyed the video, feel free to leave a like and stay subscribed to the channel, and check out my stream in the description. I'll see you guys next time. Here's some Ramp Scout on the ladder. Let's go ahead and keep the ramp and ship the other 2.
I keep a spare blade in my boot.
I probably aggro or some sort of item hybrid battle mage.
May you walk on warm sand.
What have we here?
Close ranks, let nothing through.
Do your worst.
Well, against that play, I do feel tempted to play Dark Guardian, but he does have the dagger already to answer it. That would force the dagger. If I play Hissgrove, I could play both of them next turn. Thieves Guild and the Guardian. I think I need to start making a dent in his board, if at all possible. It's definitely a matchup where I want the Murkwater Witches.
Honor and blood. We'll see how they like someone who fights back.
I think we just play the Cult Ghost here as a 4/4 and go Hissgrove, Thieves Guild next turn into Nahagleave maybe?
Honor and blood. As long as I draw breath.
I could just take the time to kill that with Shadow from Priest. I think I'll be playing the Priest in whatever lane he plays this Corsair. So still left. Looks like it's still going to be the left.
You must be cleansed.
Take care of the larger one. And pass. So next turn we can play Lookout alongside Hissgrove maybe. Set up for the Nahagleave pretty well.
Hand over the coin. Honor and blood.
The forest will not suffer your presence.
That's pretty good. That is pretty good. I don't think there's a chance of dying this turn. I will play the Fighters Guild alongside this, just to eat some damage. I think it's fine to play that here. It's really inefficient to trade into anyway, so it's kind of like a heal if he does choose to attack it. If he wants to respect the possibility of me having Nahagleave. Or one of the 6 cost dragons. A sheer point dragon would also be quite good here.
Honor and blood.
The day is mine.
Does take the trades.
I used to be an adventurer like you.
Alright, overall, somewhat weak turn. I think I'm gonna go ahead and just play the Nogleaf here. Gets answered by Earthbone Spinner. But all my guards do. So when he can't help the trade at all with a Lightning Bolt or anything.
Fighting will not save you.
Not gonna hit early because I don't want to give him any chance of getting cards with even like a double Afflicted Alit series of plays. I don't need to start attacking for a long time, it seems.
I keep a spare blade in my belt.
Alright, a weak top deck.
We'll see how they like someone who fights back.
And a weak card in his hand as well. Definitely like seeing that. I think I'll play Thieves Guild first. And, well, since we drew that, we could double guard even. No real sense to Soul Tear back. We just take 0 points of damage guaranteed with this play. Let's see, top deck's a way to bypass these, but knowing what he has on the board should be a tall order. Could take, like, I don't know, if he Earthbones this now, he can trade there and hit me for 4, but just a strictly defensive play because we have a lot more guards to fall back on. The Hist Mage, the Skeletal Dragon, might even get one back. The Soul Tear definitely will get one back if we want it to. So it seems like we're fine. Oh, there we go. Some drain action. Don't think that's a beatable card for Ram Scout or for Aggro Battle Mage. Besides the Earthbone Spinner, but still, that is quite the use. And then I'll just find a way to kill it eventually, like sack it off and get it back with Soul Tear. Looks like he will be taking that trade. Makes a lot of sense. Probably just makes me attack face, but I think at that point I'm okay giving him a card. And that's another reason, you know, if we got him down to 28 or 26, that attack would give him 2 cards. And I'd much rather give him the least amount of cards possible here. Because he's a high prophecy deck.
My scales move in shadow.
I am the night.
I don't know, we could just get back the Nogleaf now. Could play Skeletal Dragon, and then get back the Nogleaf. Again, at this point with the Night Talon Lord, I'm at no risk of really dying.
Chaos take you.
I think that one's fine. Night Talon Lord carrying a game in 2017, man.
Be on your guard. This should be good.
So, it has been written.
Alright, is 3 free creatures enough? I don't think it is. I don't even really have to worry about that when it's already blocked, so let's go ahead and take care of some of this stuff. Some of this nonsense going on.
The Hist provides. Chaos take shadow.
We have 3 Hiss Groups in our hand, we don't even need to use them. We don't even have the room for the Swamp Leviathans. We have Swamp Leviathan with Drain. And another effect that we'll never see.
This should be good.
Yeah, this card is very weak to certain cards like Belligerent, Giant, Leaf Lurker, Piercing Javelin, you know, the usual stuff. Do we try to bypass the last rune? Sure. He's gotten a lot of prophecies, man. They just weren't good enough. Back to over 30. There's nothing quite as satisfying as ending at 32 against an aggro deck. One rune left, 32 life. That's what I like to see. Keeping the ramp, shipping the rest.
May you walk on warm sands. May you
We got
walk
Thieves
on
Guild, one of the
warm
most ideal
sands.
things to play early. Let's see if he starts really aggressively and rings something out.
There's a plan.
He does indeed. Maybe we can test that with Fighters Guilds. Thieves Guild on a clear board, Fighters Guild if there's something to deal with.
If I fall, the Hist will reclaim me.
Or if the something to deal with has a ward, obviously we're not playing that into Windkeep Spell Sword. That feels terrible.
You will spoil my plan.
Alright, let's ramp.
The waters of life.
Looks like another Fighters Guild could be appropriate here. I think I'll draw some cards as well. You know, let's put this one over here. Is there a reason to put it in the left? I don't really think so.
What have we here? If I fall, the Hist will reclaim me.
You have the Spine of Elder's Blood coming up next turn. Tons of ramps so far. Well, not really tons, 2 cards. 2 cards is really what you're looking for, though. This deck does really well if you find at least 2 of your pieces of ramp. Hopefully he doesn't find an Execute. That'd be less than ideal. Has the Execute. Spine is larger than a 3/5 though. Call that one a favorable. Well, you know, I'm okay doing it again. We could play Skeletal Dragon here, but I think I like Spine Fighters Guild a bit more. Just get even more ramp going on. More of a buff for the Skeletal Dragon later.
If I fall, the Hist will reclaim me.
So with the Feldamighty Bruma, I mean, this is looking like a mid-range Crusader. Nothing too crazy. The token decks don't typically play Feldamighty. Some of them don't even play Execute. Most of them that I've seen that are really dedicated to the token strategy don't play Executes. Not even Crusader's Assaults, excuse me. But yeah, looks like a pretty standard mid-range deck. Just good stuff on curve. Unfortunately for him, he hasn't played as good a stuff on curve as we have. But he could even be topping out with Manticoras, which is not great for my Dragon Cult Ghosts. Undying Dragon is just control then? By the way, he was attacking me earlier. I didn't think it was control, but it could definitely just be control, right? Which is unfortunate. I don't think my Cult Ghost is going to live against control, but it can't get silenced. That's one benefit of the card. I'm thinking we hit for a little bit, and then go Nahag Leave, Hist Grove.
My scales move in shadow.
I think I hit with both of these, if any of them. If I attack here and I don't hit anymore, he can play a Knight of the Hour, buff it back up to 10, and attack over Nogleaf. So I have to attack with this, might as well attack with this one too. I probably could have done it in a less annoying way, so it didn't say its voice line like 4 times, but, you know, that ship has sailed. And his only support removal should be Belligerent Giants, I think, and it's not an amazing use of the card to kill a Hist Grove, it's just sort of necessary sometimes. So if I can force Giant to have a conundrum, whether or not it hits my Nogleaf or my Hist Grove, I guess that would be good for me. Looks like he's going to be pressuring too. Man, that's pretty scary. I think he might just be trying to kill me. That's no good, man. He's gotta know I can replay. Does he have another belligerent giant? That's like the only good answer here. I feel like he's got another one, but I don't really have any game against that. I definitely can't play Dragon Cult Ghost into it.
My scales move in shadow.
Hiding will not save you.
You must be cleansed.
It's beefy, it gets rid of the potential of that ever going back up to 10-10 again. Trades pretty decently against these. Let's just hope we're not gonna die. Yeah, attack it. Do that. It's not another belligerent giant. Nice. Alright, alright. Flood the board with a bunch of small stuff. Definitely didn't give me Odoving. Oh, that's not small. It's the opposite of small. It still gets Odovinged though, so I guess I can't complain. Do I want to attack here for 6? Putting him at 15 means I have lethal on the board if he doesn't respond to it. But he totally will.
Mother of mud.
Your storm is no match for mine.
Just gonna give a nod to Dawn's Wrath with that one. Alright, it wasn't Manticora. He's not adding too much pressure to the board at all. Man, it's really tempting to play a 14-14 on my own turn, but we have, I think, better plays. Quite a few different, potentially better plays, as a matter of fact.
There's a plan. There's always a plan.
And I'm thinking it's attack, and then go for sheer point Skeletal Dragon. And I can put them both in the right. Guarding the right's nice. And you also split the lane a bit more effectively for Dawn's Wrath again. For example, if he Dawn's Wraths this, it only gets rid of 9 as opposed to 6. That's not that much more. As opposed to if I put that in the left or that in the left, it'd be 10 or 11 in one lane. And also if this dies, even though he'll be removing slightly more power, we'll get the effect of getting something back from the discard pile. Something huge. Well, that could just kill him. $11-11. I can't not do it. I have to do it. Could have been so much bigger.